Hey guys, Meteorologist Chris Tomer here. Let's talk some mountain weather, and the first thing I want to get to are my bullet points. So there's really only one storm over the next 7 days that'll take us through next weekend. Right now it's favoring the Pacific Northwest. The storm track is BC, northern tier. Now eventually that storm system will break loose on or after 4/13 and affect Utah, Wyoming, and Colorado. And Colorado actually has some decent snow coming for about a 3-day period. And then longer term, the pattern will shift back to the Pacific Northwest and really favor that area. Before we get into all that, I also want to cover the freezing levels that are going to rise rapidly today, tomorrow, 411, 412, 413 in some cases. I just published this, christomer.com. Freezing levels surge, then new snow hit after that for a lot of the Intermountain West. But look at these freezing levels, for example, in the Wasatch. Today, 12,000 feet. That 32-degree line will be all the way up to 12,000 feet. And then the big days are 410 and 411 when we're looking at 13, 13.1, 13.2, 13. I mean, far exceeding even the highest peaks in the Wasatch Front. In some cases, we're looking at 24/7, 410 into 411, where the temperatures will remain above freezing even overnight. Still high on 412, and then it drops way back with the cold front, and that's that new snow coming in into 413. Colorado Central Mountain Zone, similar. We're looking at very high snow levels. Even today, they're starting to move up, 11.5. And then we're at 14 for 3 days straight, so a significant surge. So right at the top of the 14ers, we're looking at that 32-degree line, even above most on 411. And then it starts to drop back, 413 and 414. And then Tahoe, you've got a big jump today at 12.6. That's your highest. And then 410, it drops a little bit back to 10,000 on 411, then down to 412. I don't have any big snow for Tahoe at all in my 9-day forecast, but a big surge in temps. In fact, here's an example. These are the forecast highs on 411 for the Wasatch. You can see that widespread 50-degree highs at 10,000 feet. Everybody's in the 50s at 10,000 and higher. Salt Lake Valley in the middle 70s in some cases. The benches are way into the 60s. So, I mean, this is a big surge. There is definitely concern out there for wet slab avalanches in Little and Big Cottonwood Canyons with so much snow caked up on both canyons. A lot of water content, and this would be a concern through parts of Tahoe, the Sierra, and also the Colorado Rockies with this warm surge coming in. There's my forecast pattern by 4/18, and I mentioned that way down the road, and I'll take this full, the pattern then shifts back to favor the Pacific Northwest, and that's it. You can see it happening with that dip in the jet over the Pacific Northwest, BC, and northern tier. So it does flip back. All right, let's just talk a little bit about timing of all of this. So let me just show you my forecast timing. This is the radar and forecast radar and satellite. I'll take it full. So by Monday morning, quiet for most of the Intermountain West. Everything's up in the Pacific Northwest for the next few days. Then that storm starts to break loose. And by 4/13, we're talking about snow for the Wasatch, the Tetons, and then building into Colorado. Look at that snow in Colorado, 4/13, 4/14, and especially into 4/15 as well. So you can see the transition that happens. Now, after this storm clears Colorado, then the pattern would flip back in favor of the Pacific Northwest. All right, let's go back. Forecast totals. Take these full so you can see them. All right, initially phase 1, today through 4/11, everything's in the Pacific Northwest. And in some cases, it's significant. Through Whistler and Baker, Stevens, Rainier. And then phase 2, everything fills in as that storm breaks loose, runs through Montana, the Tetons, Utah, and Colorado. I don't have a ton for the Tetons at this point, 3 to 6, probably 3 to 6 for the Wasatch, and in Colorado, 4 to 12. So that as this storm comes through, it would bring down and lower all those snow levels. The colder air would move in. And I don't have anything for California. Totally out of the pattern. Unfortunately, I just don't have anything. Another place I have nothing for is the Northeast. 410 through 418, 0. There is some precip. It's going to be rain, though, as it looks right now, 417 to 418. All right, guys, that's going to do it. Always appreciate you tuning in here for this mountain weather update. Take care.